Alright. Should be Lizard. Yeah.
Yo, man.
What up? What up, more?
What up, man? Nah, today, man, ain't too much to talk about today, but our shows are back on, so we want to jump on that. And
Right, right.
you know what I didn't say to you, but I'll go over the little All Star game. Not too much going on, man. But let's go ahead and get into this show for real. Intro, my dude. Let's go.
So, what up, more?
What up, yo?
Yo, so anyway, man?
Well, let
What
us
we
know who
doing?
you are, nigga.
Oh, what up, people? It's your boy White from Bubble Breath, aka I Slap You, aka Say It Again, y'all mean?
Yo, it's your man, Big Mario, Big King from Queens, and we are Borough Bros.
Bubble Breath, and we
Here
in
in the
this
building,
couch for a
yo.
long time. We haven't been here in a minute, but we back because we was at Smack Joint last week, and
Yeah.
that joint was off the chain, more.
Big shout out to my man Schmig.
Smack, yo, that's
Yo,
what's up. Yo,
yo,
Smack,
big
you that
smack.
dude, man. I love Smack Show. It's professional. It's all laid out. Everybody comes out, show love. It wasn't no drama. It's dope. The whole event
It
was
was
dope, bro.
really, yes, very successful. Pulled off a very successful show. Y'all got to go back to Borough Breads. I did the nice little recap for it last week. Me and White was so tired, yo. We wanted to get on and do a show, but we just hung out so hard, man, that night, man. We just had a great night. And that's why I threw out the recap, and the recap was pretty precise on all the battle rappers. Big shout out to all the battle rappers that came out that night, showed us love and came through. Big shout out. Oh, producer O showed us love at the bar, man. He did
Facts,
Jaron
shout out
Benton's
to that, man.
one
Yeah.
of my placements to Jaron Benton's album, man. He's a Borough Breads fan, man. A lot of heads was coming through saying what's up. But big night for rap battle again. Big shout out to my man Smack for inviting us, giving us the treatment, VIP treatment and everything, man. And URL and everybody. It was dope. It was dope. You
Shout out
guys see it. It's gonna be
to
it's gonna be all
URL.
over. It should be I don't know when the video is gonna drop. The video is gonna drop soon. You should see my big head in it on stage. The video is gonna drop with all the battles soon. So
Right,
you'll see
right.
it, man. For
Yeah,
real,
that shit
man.
was dope. But
Bro,
yeah,
press
that's
is
what we
gonna
did
go.
last week, more. And so and this week, like we gonna have somebody on soon, but this week we're gonna talk about all the shows that's been popping, like
Yeah, our shows are back
BMF,
on, man.
BMF,
I didn't get the woo yet. Me and you already talked,
BMF.
but I didn't get the
Shout
woo
out to
yet.
the Wu Tang.
I gotta binge it out.
That's why I'm rocking the Cuban links today because I'm so amped up after watching the Wu shit always, man. I love the Wu shit, man. Wu
They
Tang is for
better
the
get it. They
kids.
better get a
Wu
They
Tang is
better
for the
get a
kids,
Golden Globe, yo.
baby. Yo, ODB son he's playing his ass off in that shit, man. It's a dope show, more like everybody doing their thing, man.
That's what's up. That's
Ray
what's up.
Sean gaining weight. The dude that's playing Ray, he gaining weight as we speak. The shit,
Wow,
the shit is looking dope. I'm like, damn, yo, damn.
wow,
And then
wow.
BMF is popping, yo.
BMF is popping. BMF is popping.
What's up
We
with you,
watched
yo?
that. I'm caught up with BMF, but I didn't catch up with Woo. But I am caught up with BMF. And yes, party people, I know I'm a ball bread, but I am gonna get in the snowfall. I'm gonna dedicate a whole day to just
Tripping.
2 or 3 days to
Snowfall.
binge out Snowfall, yo.
I'm not even gonna play with you. Snowfall is like one of the best shits out there ever. It's better than all 50 Cent shit. Shout out to 50 because he crushing it with all his shows, but Snowfall got it. Snowfall
Wow,
got it. That's why I don't know how you didn't see it. Snowfall's the best.
wow.
And that's even without Singleton. John Singleton, he put it on the map and they kept it going, yo. Like
Yeah, it's the
I,
last season, so I gotta catch
yeah,
it, man. It's the last season for that
word,
too.
word. I hate that that's going out, you know. And then what you got the fresh the Bel-Air joint. That joint back
Bel-Air.
up. I like it. It's dope. So far that joint is popping too. Like it's a lot of stuff going on right now, yeah.
But I know I don't want too many spoilers, but we can talk about the Wu thing because to me and you, it's no really spoilers. You know, big shout out to everybody else who don't really know about the Wu. I mean, there's a lot of behind the scenes stuff, you know, but that we really didn't know about.
So the Wu, they kind of getting into like they personal details about like we always wanted to know like God, these niggas have so many people in the group. They dope as hell. How the hell are they making money on tours? Because back in the days, even to this day, you know, you get your bread off of touring.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's your money for yourself.
Right.
So many people in the group, they didn't even discuss how much they was getting. They was just throwing them. He was throwing them knots.
Oh.
You know, they didn't say, yeah, you get 3,000, you get 3. We don't know. I don't know how much, but everybody was getting the same amount, but it was divided between 9 people. You know, so and they started having a little drama with that. Like, yo, this is crazy. Like, you know, like, why is everybody eating? How many people's in the Wu-Tang Clan? And we used to always say that as fucking spectators. Like, well, how many niggas got in the group?
Yeah.
You know, and that's kind of what they touched on one of the last episodes. Like, who's all? Raekwon was like, who's all in the group? Are we 8 or 9? And they started going to a bunch of other shit. And Raekwon was like, I don't care about all that. I just want to know who's in the group. Are we 8 or 9? You know, like it was crazy. You know.
So that touches on the Master Killer situation, yo. You know what I mean? Because of that, you know, let's you know what? Let's put it out on the table, man. We know for a fact from being fans day one, says protect your neck, drop. Forget dropping in video, but when it dropped, me personally, it was Bobbito's show before the video even dropped. I heard of these dudes. Like, we already had that talk. It was the Bobbito show. I put it on cassette. I had it on cassette. And then when I moved to Atlanta, I did not know on Bobbito's show they did a good part of their album on Bobbito's show. So when the album dropped, I knew a lot of the lyrics that they did on the show. So I'm all the way back then. But really when it hit in New York, and you tell me if I'm wrong, is when Ralph dropped Protect Your Neck on Video Music Box. Like when that joint dropped, we were like, who are these rowdy kids, rowdy dudes? You know what I mean? And shouting Staten Island. We was like, Staten Island.
So crazy. You know what's so crazy about that time more? Like just being in the hood. Like I was literally in the projects watching these niggas. And I'm like, oh shit, yo, like these niggas are us, and the shit is dope, and we needed them at the time, yo.
Yeah, we did.
Like, you know, we had Puffy, and then we got Dr. Dre and all them. The Wu-Tang came at a real critical time, yo. Like we needed them niggas, man. So
yeah. That came up. It came right out. You're right. It came right off the coast of because when Chronic came out, we even as New Yorkers, we were sucked into Chronic and Doggy Style. And Snoop Doggy Style. That's it. We were all LAN. I don't care who you are. You can front like you wasn't.
Yeah.
We have now. Granted, we had our Nas's, we had our Gangstars, we had our Fat Joes. We had everybody to keep us grounded as New York. We did not go anywhere. It's just the world, the country, the world was looking at the West Coast at the moment. And then here comes, like you said, here comes Wu-Tang. And I think with Wu-Tang just having so many members, I ain't gonna lie, just having so many members market them a lot more.
But you know what's so crazy? I mean, all of them was so dope. That's what
all were dope. Yeah.
It wasn't like, oh, you got like 8 members that one of them is high. It's not like, oh yeah, Method Man was that guy, but Raekwon, Ghostface, RZA, just all them niggas was dope.
No, they were, and they were so.
Shout out to U-Guard and all of it. With this, U-Guard wasn't like that nice, but you know.
But, and I was just about to say that, but it made you accept the U-Guard. Even Inspector Deck was like the last one of the dopest.
Right.
Inspector Deck, because I ain't gonna lie, from the top, we gotta say we respected Method, Ghost, and for a minute, Ghost wasn't hot just yet.
No,
it really started with Method.
It goes out, yeah.
Yeah, and then Red.
Cream, see, all that this is in the show too. Cream came out before all their albums, with the exception of Meth, because Meth was first up the bat, and then came ODB, which is rightfully so, because they was the hottest out of the group.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But Method Man, but Raekwon and Ghostface, they put their stamp on hip hop just for them, yo. Like, like it's
No, it
crazy.
did. No, you absolutely right. But they were the hottest. It started with Method Man because, of course, with Method Man having this, and I saw that earlier in the season because Method Man was doing his solo thing anyway. Like he actually collabed with it and just kept it rolling inside Wu-Tang. Like he already, and we saw that before they even show. We saw that when he came out with the song Method Man. Because it was different from us. Like, why would you give this dude a one solo song when it's nine of y'all? You know what I mean? And nobody on the song. And the
Right.
song was crazy. But what he did, he had everybody in the video. You know what I mean? It looked like a Wu-Tang
But
video.
regardless of what, like the dope part about them is they had a million members, but they didn't let they egos get involved. They knew Method Man was hot, so they let him ride.
Right.
They
Right.
knew they knew he was hot. It's not like there's eight of us, yo. Let's nah. Method Man, MATHO. That
Yeah.
Method Man was hitting.
Yep.
Like he had a buzz that I mean, he just had the buzz, yo. So
No, you're right.
they
No.
knew what it was. They like nigga, Method Man is hot, but you know what's the ill part about them? They was like Method Man is hot, but we're hot too. So we gonna let our brothers shine, and then we still gonna shine, which is
Nah.
fucking rare. That's super rare.
Nah, you know what? They were organizing already, like within each other, like a record label. You know what I mean? It's kind of like what happened with Craig Mack and Biggie. Remember, I was around that whole Craig Mack and Biggie thing, but Craig Mack's song already buzzed so much, everybody wanted to push Biggie, but that Craig Mack song, Flavor in Your Ear, was just too hot to say, you know
Super
what I
hot.
mean? Yo, hold back. We're gonna let Biggie go first. It was just like, oh, heck
You know,
no,
that's
you know.
another thing. Puffy's a fucking genius too. I'm not trying to get off the Wu shit, but the way he did Craig Mack and Biggie, he promoted them at the same time, but he knew Biggie was gonna be bigger.
He knew Biggie was gonna be bigger, but he knew Craig Mack had the hit.
Craig Mack
And
was
I
buck.
remember because I used to go with him and give out promos for those Big Mac. We used to give out CDs with Big Mac in
Right.
them, and there was a CD in them. It was a Big Mac box.
That's dope.
Yep, and we used to give out CDs. We did that like Jack the Rapper and all that other stuff. I remember that like it was yesterday, man. That shit was a lot of fun, yo.
That's
For
super
real,
dope.
man. That
Biggie,
shit was dope. But they
yo,
did that with Method Man, yo. That Method Man, they had to promote
Man
him,
was a
yo.
star. Method, all of them are stars. Like Method Man was a star. Like and he still is. You see, he's still doing his thing, and they all are, yo. Which is rare, more like they came in the game so hard, and it was like, man, who are these dudes?
Right.
And they was spitting. It was like, what? So we ain't got because Queens. That's what I'm saying. Like Raekwon and Ghostface, they could spit that. That's what they kind of touched on that how they started spitting that Italian mafia shit.
Oh,
So
word.
you know how like they touched on that. Like they was like, because Wu Tang is they do the
Yeah,
karate shit and they spit their
right.
own the guards and all that.
And then they
But
went to that Gambino-ish. Yeah.
and
And
they kind of touched on it because they was like him and Ghostface and Raekwon was like, you know what? Ghostface is like you like Tony Montana, yo. And this is so that they touched on it. So they started rhyming. That's how they was rhyming.
yeah.
And they was doing that in Queens too. You know that, like with that all that.
No, they started that. And that's why they were favored. That's why they kind of like, not that they didn't like, they kind of had a little beef with Biggie. They didn't have big beef, but they kind of like was pushing Nas and was like, yo, who's this Biggie dude? Because Nas didn't create it, but Nas, he was giving them that Gambino stuff from over here in Queens. You know what I mean?
Right, right.
So, and they were already fans of Nas because Nas was go back and forth to Queensbridge and to go back and forth to Queensbridge and Staten Island. Like they were all like connected. And I remember because I remember when De La Soul came out, De La Soul kind of dissed them on it. They had something to say about De La Soul because De La Soul was like, yo, you not Italian. Like it was in their
Mhm.
rhymes. They was like, everybody going around this Gambino, you not Italian, we black.
I
Like, what are
remember
we
that.
doing here?
That shit was dope though,
So
man. And
that trend was dope though. Yeah, it was, yo.
it was so
That
dope
trend
because
was,
what's so dope about that trend? Yeah, we not Italian, but we watched all the mafia movies growing up, and then for them to translate into street shit and just it was dope, yo. Like it was dope, yo.
let me tell you how dope that was. It's the reason why Danny Glover has the name Childish Gambino because he went through the Wu name surrogate online, and they found him Childish Gambino.
Wow.
Yep, it was. He got it through a Wu app. It wasn't an app back then, but it was something you did online. It says like, give me a name, like a Wu-Tang Gambino name, and that's how he got Childish Gambino. So those dudes stretch so far. Their career stretched so far, but again, a lot of people still wondered about Master Killer, You God. You know what I mean? Like I said, probably.
But they're not some of the top dudes in a group. But that's fair because it's 8 of them, I should say. It's 8 of them, and out of the 8, you probably got 6 of them that stars.
Yeah, you do. You still won. They still won.
Come on,
they still won the game. They still won the game, yo. I don't care.
Like, you know them individually, like you know who they are. It's not like shout out to Busta Rhymes. He was always the star of Leaders in the New School. He took it to the next level, and he's still Busta Rhymes to this day. But you knew out of Leaders in the New School, Busta Rhymes was that guy, and he showed why he was that guy.
Yeah,
there's some other groups like them, like the Wu that. Like who they were. Like when they came out the gate, he was like, "Oh, he's gonna be the star. He's gonna, like that was it."
But like you said, but here's the deal. The deal with them is that their stardom resonated so long. Because usually you fall off. No disrespect. I keep bringing them up. No disrespect to You God and Master Killer, but their stardom didn't hang. RZA's stardom is still there. He's a freaking Hollywood star.
Right.
Same with Method Man. Raekwon, Ghost, Old Dirty. You know what I mean? And even GZA name resonates. Still hard to today, yo. So for my point is, there's so many groups that their careers and names didn't resonate outside of their group as long as with the Wu, yo. Like it just didn't, yo. It's just like it gave us extra. It's like it gave hip hop extra MCs. You know what I mean? Like
it's kind of like what's Ice Cube in them group with by
NWA.
NWA, like so many came out of that. Like you got Dr. Dre, Eazy-E, Ice Cube.
Yeah.
That's I ain't never think about that, but they kind of like had a.
They're another one. You absolutely right. Their careers. I mean, Dre just got a Grammy named under him, yo. Like it's and got inducted in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. So again, groups supposed to just fall off, especially rap groups. It's supposed to be like the one star is supposed to be large, and everybody else just pretty much.
I'm gonna keep bringing this up. Leaders in the New School, Busta Rhymes, he's still shining.
Yeah, but nobody really knows about Dinko D and
I don't even know them niggas' names.
Dinko D and Charlie, y'all. Hey.
I know about Charlie Brown.
Brown.
I know about Charlie Brown, yo. Shit,
he said Brown. He said, "That's all I know. That's all
I know, big. I'll give you that. But
who's that? Brown."
Right.
You stupid. I don't even think that was their song either, yo. Yeah, it was that song. It was their song.
It was.
Hell yeah. But nah, yeah, usually people and another thing is usually you already gotta be out and bring a crew in together. And nobody, and of course, okay, technically RZA was out as Rakim, whatever, but nobody really
knew about that Rakim shit.
Yeah, but my point is usually we know who's bringing the group together. You know what I mean? Like we know, oh shoot, he's bringing like the native tongue is all coming together, or the crews are usually coming together and already had a buzz. But nah, these dudes started a buzz from the jump.
100 people, and it was so crazy. Like I said, they had to be hard. Like I was talking to Derek earlier and shit, and like the Wu was touching on so many shit. Like now I watched a series and them niggas was really in Ohio hustling hard, but they used to always rhyme about being in Ohio. MPVs, like mad shit, and and some of the lingo we didn't get, but now watching the show, it kind of put everything in perspective. Like, word, that's what they was talking about. More. That's why you got to watch it because they did have their own lingo. Like, kind of like how it's weird because we have our own lingo from the Bronx, in our
Right.
neighborhood. A lot of
Right.
people ain't gonna get what we're saying unless you from our clique. You gonna be like, I don't know what the fuck they talking about. The Wu had that same shit. They would say
Yeah.
their own shit, and then we rhyming it, but we don't really know what the fuck they talk about at the time. But this shit's kind of putting shit in perspective. Like, oh, that's why he said this. Oh, that's why he did that. You know, like it's crazy, yo. So
Nah,
shout out to
no.
this new series. It's dope as hell, yo.
Yo, yeah, definitely. You said they tap in. Like, I was so excited to see about the part when I always remember on one of the documentaries with Method Man getting up arguing with Ghostface. Ghostface kept picking with Method Man. He just
No,
finally
it
lost.
wasn't Ghostface. It was you, guard, nigga.
Yeah, he was trying to do the interview and he was like, "Shut the fuck up,
Fuck
man."
up, right? They didn't, yo. Shout out to your man. What's your man playing Method Man? What's his name again? I
Oh,
can't
my
think.
man, Dave East, man.
Dave East.
Hell
Dave
yeah,
East.
yo.
Dave East is the beast, yo. Because he wanted, and it's crazy. Like Dave East is so nice, but he kind of looks like Method Man, so it's
He
dope.
does, yo. He's killing
Yo,
that part, yo.
killing it, yo, man. I'm like this nigga Dave East, yo. So he was fucking chump. They had an episode on a bus, and him like I didn't see all that because I know in the documentary Method Man was getting his ass punked hard.
Well, but it's the way it's edited. You see what I'm saying? Like it's the way it's edited. It looked like he was getting pumped. So I don't. But like you said, I gotta watch the show and
Yeah,
see
now
how
the
it's all
show,
laid
Method
out.
Man was like chumping everybody off. Told Ray, whatever. Ray, what? Shut up, nigga. You go up, whatever, man. Like, I'm like, this nigga Method Man seemed like a. That's not the nigga I seen on that bus on that documentary, yo.
No, they cut that short. But what's dope about it, about the show, and this is how much I know about the show, how they showed that he was with the Wu, but he was Method Man. You know what I mean?
That's what
Like
he
RZA
told him.
brought him in. They didn't actually grow up together. They worked together, but they actually didn't
I can't
grow up
remember who
together.
exactly it was, but one of them was like, man, I need to just go fuck everybody told about this money. I need to go, I need to start working on my album. And Method Man was like, man, maybe that's what you need to do. And it's like, I was like, whoa, they was going hard like that, yo. Like, nigga, stop
Wow.
coming for me. Cause Method Man was like, he was kind of calm, like, nigga, I don't care. Like, they was like, you don't care because you the superstar. And Method Man was like, nigga, don't hate, go do an album and become me, nigga, pretty much, you know.
Wow.
That's how he was talking, yo. I was like,
Wow.
damn.
That's dope. That's really dope, bro. And starting to see like a lot of interviews. Big shout out, you know what I mean, to what's his name, who had him for a while in his interview, barbershop battle rap dude. Why I can't think of his name.
I can't what's your man?
Math.
Math, yeah, math. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
big
was
shout out to
hoping.
Math. He had a great interview with him, and he was telling him, you know, how it
Well, I
was.
gotta watch that joint.
Yeah, that was a really, really good interview, man. And he was just
Those,
explaining, man.
that's what I want to hear. I want to hear all that shit. Like I want to hear the real shit because like that's why I know the shows might be a little bit over the top because it's for entertainment, but I want to see shit like that bus shit when everybody was talking about the money. I'm like, how did this shit unfold? Like, all y'all getting the same amount of money, but some of y'all putting in more work than the others. Like,
right.
come on, man. I mean,
Well, I knew from a question way back our days when we was going out interviewing, they were saying to get their extra money. I don't know if they're going to do this in the show, but they would do the show with Wu, and then some of them would go get some money and do their own single shows, like in the same city over the weekend or nearby. Like saying like Method Man will go do a show with Wu-Tang, and in the nearby city or in the same night or whatever or another night, they would make money as Method Man. So he'll do the show like Wu-Tang have a big show for the weekend. Well, that Saturday, he'll fly in that Friday and do a Method Man show. Def Jam will have him do a Method Man show that weekend. I know out here they did it. Out here for like one of the conferences, we had Wu-Tang as a big show. And the night before, Def Jam had Method Man doing a show the night before. You know what I mean? So there was certain ways that you can win off of your if you had your own, you know what I mean, your own fan base.
right.
You know what I mean?
You know what I was thinking about too? Shout out to Ghostface, and I wish we had that. When we interviewed Ghostface, and he performed Dolo, and I was telling D about this. Like I always tell the same story, yo. When you meet somebody, and of course he wasn't the same. I was like, why is this nigga not turned up? You know, but
right.
we kind of caught him off guard. We walked back. We went backstage with him, and he walked outside. I guess he's smoking a cigarette or something, and we caught him back. We caught him off guard and shit. So
Yeah,
when he started warming up, we was like, "Yo, talk." We from Hustle On. We still Hustle On, but we was like, "Yo, we from Hustle On. Yo, speak to the And he was talking his shit, and then he started saying, "Yo, I'll be rocking the Wallabies," and I got crazy at that point. I don't know if you remember. I'm like, "Nigga, talk that shit," because I,
yeah, he did.
that's the type of shit I want to hear, man. I want to hear this woo Wallabies and roll everything. I want to hear everything, B. So
Yeah.
that was dope. You know what I'm saying? Like for us to walk up on Ghostface, and Ghostface is a cool dude for letting us
Yeah,
do it. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? And I was like, damn, this shit like, and he performed Dolo more. And I swear to God, I was out there throwing the woo sign like, yo, this nigga, I love the woo, man. Like
yeah,
the woo was
yeah,
so dope, man. Like
yeah,
you had to
yeah.
be there, yo. I would say you had to be there. It's kind of like a fucking Beatles type shit for me. You had to be there, yo. Like,
Nah, it is. Yeah, Wu's an experience, bro.
mhm.
To be a Wu Tang fan, it's an experience, especially coming from where we come from and followed them from day one, and for them to be actually accepted by the world, it's an experience, bro. That joint is an experience, and you're right. Every time you see them, you want them to have that attitude, and they're not always. All of them are not really like that. They're
No, I mean
solo,
they
even
human,
still and
they
everything.
human and shit. Like, it's weird because like when you meet celebrities, you always expect them to be what you see them on whatever music, filming or whatever. But they ain't really like that. They just regular people. That's what they do for a living, though. You know what I'm saying? But when
Nah,
he did
yeah.
start speaking that shit, I was like,
No,
okay,
they get, yeah, interviews and albums. They get turned. I told you the time. I'll never forget the time I met Pac. Man, it was. I mean, it wasn't that long of meeting him, but it was. He was. It was a weird vibe because I guess of all what I was seeing from him on TV.
so you met Pac and Biggie. I ain't gonna cut you over. You go
Yeah,
back
yeah,
though.
I met Pac and Big. And
Crazy.
Big was kind of different too, I guess, but I kind of knew Big already had jokes. I met him um through the dude Jacob. And him and Jacob was just like they were joking on each other so hard, and he was just dissing that dude. But with Pac I met real quick because he ran. It was a real quick, and then we're gonna go into BMF in a second. But that little area at BMF, the underground, where the dude came out in the doors, that's where those doors, us, and I don't know if it was Outlaws or all his boys, we all were trying to hold the doors because Pac was like, yo, my man, can you hold it? Yo, come in here with us. Come in here. I was like, I looked, I was like, oh shit, this is Pac. So Pac, and his boys just sat down. We was holding the doors, and it's weird that you say this because I I had this. He had a silly, nerdy feel for me. Like, yo, man, I thank you, man. I thank you. And it's like, yo, you don't even sound like Pac, yo. He was like, yo,
God,
thank you. Good looking out. Good looking out. But we laughing the whole time because behind him was this was a Freaknik. So behind him was a swarm of girls chasing him like the Beatles, like chasing him dumb hard. And we were holding the dude. When I tell you we was holding the door like they were zombies, like they were coming to the door like damn, like we all like we was trying to hold the door. It was, and he was just laughing. And then he just darted. As soon as the girls like kind of stopped, he jumped up. They told Pac to jump and run, and he just said, "Good looking out" to me and kept running. But my point is that you know that was off of when Pac started doing a lot of stuff, and I was looking for that because he was
right.
running at me, so I was like, "Oh shoot!" I'm thinking he's getting shot at or something. So I'm just like, I'm thinking that Pac because he's in Atlanta shooting people and all,
right, right.
shooting cops and all that. So I'm like, "Oh shoot, that's Pac." And all he said was, "Yo, my man, hold the door." And I was like, "What am I about to get into?" But as soon as we got behind the door, it was like he was like a silly, just laughing, yo, the whole time. And people don't understand. And me and you know this from being around. Dad, we can sidebar real quick. There's something floating online that millionaires are trying to marry Melissa Ford. That's floating all
Oh God.
online. But my point is like when Shaka had us out at all the bowling joints, you know what I mean? When we go out, people don't understand when you hanging with them, people think it's on some old high scale and everybody's acting a certain.
Nah,
We
they
playing
regular people.
spades, we chilling. You know what I mean? We just it's the celebrity world is not as much as people perceive it, man. It's just not. You
Nah,
know
I
what I
mean,
mean?
it's hard though. Like I do understand. Like it's hard, because even being around them, you still expect certain shit from them. And you're like, oh, he's not acting like the way he's supposed to act. Like
Right,
nigga, that's his fucking. That's not who he is.
right.
It's kind of like if you see me outside, you be like, yo, white nigga, what up, nigga? You slapping everybody, nigga? Hey, nigga, I ain't slapping nobody, nigga. I'm going to work, nigga. What the fuck is you talking about? Like if you fucking, I mean, it is like it's hard to like people. They not what they say they are. They just working and doing their job, yo.
That's it.
That's it. That's it, and they cool. But all right, so let's talk about the BMF joint now.
Yeah, the BMF joint. So what I want to say is big shout out to BMF. BMF is back out again. Um, okay, I'm getting a little petty, but the whole underground scene did not look like that in '94. Just want you to know that. All that new shit dude coming out the door, that shit was not there around the time them niggas got here, yo. I promise you. I got here in '94. That was like what 90. That was early '90s.
That was early. Like it had to be like
that was like 90,
90,
89, 90.
91, 90.
Yeah. Because I'm looking at that, I'm like, they reconstructed the underground, like
Yeah,
totally.
it ain't gonna be. Come on, man.
Totally
It ain't gonna be
reconstructed. And I'm not
100%
gonna get
right.
on my Queen's pettiness like I do with Kanan. I'm not gonna get on that pettiness of the neighborhood looks totally different now, and they trying to shoot something back in the day in a newer neighborhood. But that's what they did with that underground. Underground did not look like that, bro.
I think I know, but you know what I think they they got because they kind of this Lil Meech the one that's playing Meech, his son, he's actually from Atlanta, I think. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I think they're gonna have to go back to Atlanta because they was out here heavy at one point.
Yeah.
In Atlanta.
Yeah.
So it's like so I know they're gonna probably have to touch back to Atlanta eventually. Like they're gonna fucking settle in Atlanta for a minute because they was out here too heavy.
Right? It's on the promo. That's the posters that's up everywhere. It's the Atlanta sign and Detroit sign over T and over T and what's the name and Meech. That's the promo that's everywhere. It says
they was too heavy out here.
They really, really. But what I did not know is that how they were heavy in St. Louis too. When Southwest T moved to St. Louis, and they broke apart. I mean, I know we jumping the gun because they're not at that part yet.
Yeah,
but
don't talk about what's not happening yet. That's
I mean, again, it's kind of like the Wu-Tang. Like we kind of, if you follow the documentaries,
right,
and you follow all that stuff,
and you lived
know
it.
what's gonna happen.
You wasn't with them, but you lived it, though. Like,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy. Like, I had the pleasure of being with the little bit, not the big dogs, but I was in the BMF clique in a studio rhyming with these niggas.
Yeah, you did it. Yeah.
And I was like, man, it was BMF, yo. But before the series, before everything, they were just they always been huge in our, like, we know who BMF is.
Bro, listen, I had the pleasure of being in the same VIP with Meech. The same VIP, and me and big shout out to Brian McDaniels. We just chilling, yo. And no, we left early. We was like, we're not staying for this, yo. We're not staying for this. This is because this was fresh off the whole Wolf situation getting killed. And them niggas came into I think it was Club Insomnia over in Sandy Springs when they moved Insomnia to Sandy Springs or something like that. And all of a sudden we seen freaking 12 girls come out with 12 bowls with like 5 bottles of Cristal in each bowl.
Right.
On their hands. And me and Brian looked at each other, and then here come Meech and all of them in their white t-shirts and BMF this and BMF that. And they were the Juice magazine people were coming through that they had. And
I will say this, it was so fascinating more at the time because rappers wasn't doing that.
No.
That's why it was so fascinating because rappers started doing it because they set the trend. Like, nigga, I'm doing this. You see a rapper in VIP with 1 bottle, these niggas was shutting it down.
Shutting it dead down.
So they kind of set the trend for that, yo. Like, you know.
They were shutting it down, man. I mean, big shout out to Meech and all of them. honestly, that was the big push behind Jeezy. That was a big. That was another big.
Oh, I wanted to touch on this too. They were talking
Yeah.
about on the Breakfast Club. I did not know this. Um, Gucci went to them and they were supposed to sign Gucci, but they knew Gucci was a hothead, so they didn't sign him. This is before Jeezy.
Wow.
Before Jeezy.
Wow.
So imagine if Jeezy and him that this is before that beef happened between Gucci and rest in peace to your man Jeezy's man and shit. But this is before all of that. They could have
Wow.
it would they were saying this on the Breakfast Club. That shit probably never would have happened if they was with both on BMF.
Wow.
They was talking about that. That's crazy as hell,
And
Mo. I was like,
I know you saw Drink Champs where Jeezy was saying that he never was really BMF. He was just mad cool with him, and Meech was just his dude. And he was like, because he didn't really know Southwest T like that. He said he didn't know him at all. He said he didn't know his brother at all because he said by the time he met Meech, him and his brother wasn't talking for a minute. So he was like, when I met him, it was Atlanta. So I guess we're going to learn this with the show. But he's like, by the time I met him, he just had Atlanta locked. He had Atlanta locked down. I had my little section of Atlanta locked down.
right.
And that was my guy. And he was like, I get a phone call from jail and it's Southwest T. And it's like, okay, I don't know this dude. You know what I mean? He said he didn't know him at all. For real. And he said it was a
I don't even
peaceful
know
call.
how they fell out either though. Like I remember the first time I was chilling with them and they was like, yo, I run for them. Them niggas wanted me to go in the booth and start dissing Jeezy, and Jeezy was at his height. And I was like, I would never, yo. Like, no.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
know,
because
like,
Jeezy, because Jeezy, he kind of explained in the Drink Champs interview, like he said, I wasn't BMF. That was just Meech was my dude, and they wanted to make him BMF, and he's like, nah. He didn't want to say this on Drink Champs, I think, but I think Jeezy was one of their connects, their Atlanta connects on the underground out here. You know what I mean? To make sure Meech moved around in the city good. And then he falls into rapping. Jeezy falls into rapping. And being that everybody saw Jeezy and Meech everywhere, they thought it was BMF. Because everywhere I went when Jeezy was coming out, BMF was there all the time. They were in the building full deep.
Full throttle.
You know what I mean? But the Jeezy t-shirts and Def Jam t-shirts, it was a lot of them too. The Snowman jump.
The Snowman, they was like, I remember, and this is why they was like, I know Jeezy was so big in Atlanta, and they was like, yo, just I'm not rap. Jeezy was huge, and I thought he was with them. I was confused. I was like,
I was confused too.
I didn't know too much about BMF, but I knew about Jeezy, and I was like, I ain't going to fucking rap against somebody else that's huge like that, and I don't know him and shit.
Right.
So I was like, I should have did it though.
Nah, you shouldn't have. Not even a little bit.
I probably wouldn't have survived. I would have been big though.
Nah, you would have been like, who's this nigga? You would definitely been a part of BMF because you would be like, yo, I need you niggas now, yo.
Word, nigga, what y'all need me to do? What y'all need me to do?
Jeezy is I remember that because
this is around the time when their empire was crumbling, yo. So it was like, it was weird. I was like, oh, I want to be a part of y'all, but I mean, y'all niggas is going down. You know what I'm saying? Like
it was, before internet, we all knew on the streets, all the way. People don't understand. These dudes had it locked from the airport, past the airport, all the way to damn near Woodstock. And if y'all don't know Georgia, that's like damn near covering all the boroughs in New York. So like these niggas had it locked, yo,
and that it's crazy that knock on wood, yo. I'm so happy that we was able to meet them, and now I'm watching a series. I'm like, man, we done chill with these dudes, and it's crazy, yo. Like BMF, we knew who they were, and I love that people get to see it now on TV, like because them dudes is heavy. I hope it's heavy. Like
So now
better than rappers, yo.
Now they got to put all types of stuff in their show, and what's getting on my nerves?
What's up with the villain? Talk about the villain. What's his name?
No, the villain's getting on my nerves, man. I love his acting. The dude's a great actor, bro. He's killing it. I love it. And they're trying to keep Darnell in it, too. You know what I mean? They're trying to keep Ashley. Ashy D in it. You know what I mean?
Actually, Larry,
Ashy Larry. I mean, they're trying to keep him in it, which is cool. But I think that character is a little. They need to go ahead and try to put in a new villain or something like that. I don't know what they need to do. I think he did such a good job that people want to keep him in.
I think he's kind of like an Omar from The Wire,
Yeah,
so I think that's why they doing it because Omar's character was so dope. It became like he's a villain, like a superhero, like a street hood villain, like.
yeah,
So I think that's what they doing because he be doing some. He walking around with his shit bag, killing everybody. It's a little OD-ish.
yeah.
OD-ish, like you know what
But
I'm saying.
you're right though. It is definitely Omarish what he's doing because he's actually going against. It's too many of them.
Right.
Come on, you put together 3 crews in one of the major crime cities,
But
and this
hold on.
dude,
I will say this though, and correct me if I'm wrong because this in my neighborhood it was the same shit.
right?
If I had a killer, we had a killer. I don't give a fuck if I had 10 hard niggas on my team. If it was nigga going around killing people, we was like, don't fuck with that nigga. That's
No,
how.
it was. He was like, it was
So
like you absolutely right. In fact,
right,
my man, I ain't gonna shout
right.
his name out, but I had a good friend like that. That they was like, yo, and every time they saw me, they'd be like, yo, is your man coming out today, man? And these was hard dudes selling, and he's like, cause he's either I had a big
Don't say no names. Don't
hold
say
on,
no
man.
names. Don't say no names.
Hold on. You know who was like that? King Hayes' dad was like that, yo. My brother Devon. He was like that, bro. Like he was like, but it was like on a lower level. Like
Right, right.
everybody's making money and stuff like that, but they let Devon go around robbing everybody. Like my brother would just
I mean,
go around and be like, yo, is your brother coming out tonight, man? Like, cause he getting. Can you tell him to just leave me? Let me make my money.
right.
Leave me alone, yo. So I see
So
what they're trying to do,
yeah, that's what I'm
but
saying. So it's fictional, but it's real because you had niggas that was solo doing so much dirt that I don't give a fuck if you was clicked up or whatever. They did not fuck with them niggas.
yeah,
So I don't know, but he's killing everybody. That's on it. But yeah,
yeah.
it was niggas like that in the hood for real though. You know that.
It was, but it just gets annoying to see how organized they're getting and how they're coming up, and this dude is just like bullying and antagonizing all of them in certain spots. And but here's the contrast. Here's the contrast. The contrast is this. The contrast is these dudes are dealing with higher end killers and drug dealers and stuff like that, you know, and they can't get rid of this pest,
Yeah,
which
but
is
you
cool.
gotta
And
understand
it
that
was
he
the
had
same
a
in The Wire.
because he was big.
But you're right. They're totally biting off The Wire.
Of
It's
course,
definitely
of
Omar and
course,
The Wire.
of
It's
course.
definitely an Omar and The Wire situation that they're trying to have, which I understand, especially when you got a good actor like this dude right here. But
Right.
after a while, you're like, yo, we want to know what y'all doing next. But you know what I mean? Like, what are we
Well,
doing
you got the
overall?
villain. You got all right. So you see how ill the dude they became. You ain't watch yo. You watching it? So all right. So they became top now. Now BMF is at the top of the podium as far
Right.
as they got the drugs and everything. But you see the dude before them shot his wife in the face. His girl, not his wife. He shot his girl in the face. She on the floor bleeding. You shot me in the face.
Yeah.
And they
Yeah.
like his brother's like, yo, we can't fuck with this nigga. He just, you know. And
Right.
Meech is like, nah, yo, they took over and he told him at that last episode, man, you the boss now. You know what I'm saying? Like you're the boss
Exactly.
now. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So, but he's crazy, and he said you gotta forgive people. And his wife came out with the bandage on after she got shot serving them food.
Right.
Nigga shot her and she was on the floor bleeding.
Right. Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, so you got villains, but his villain got to be different. He got to be untouchable. Like he got that dog and shit. Now that he lost his dog, it's giving him more momentum to go do stupid shit. You know, so
Yeah. It's getting on my but that's about it. I still like the show. I'm still running back to it. I still watching it, and I'm still seeing what's up with it. Now put me up on the Bel-Air situation. You know what I mean?
all right. So Bel-Air, this is the last one. So Bel-Air, he it's dope as hell because the whole it's like nowadays. Like you always wonder if I'm a big fan. I don't know if you was a fan of Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
A little bit.
I was Martin and Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. That was me, yo. In the Living Color, all that. Bel-Air is like our time now. If think about Will Smith and Carlton. Carlton, like how are these dudes coexisting? You from Philly,
Right.
Carlton is super lame as hell. You come
Right.
from Philly, and y'all no, nah, it wasn't it ain't peaches and cream. You rich, yo, so they kind of bringing out the real shit, yo. It's dope, yo. Like they bringing out what really happened. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? It's like, oh, this is gonna happen. This, yeah, Carlton is on coke.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And Will, he's still doing him, but it's like if it was a real scenario, that's kind of what it is. They turned the sitcom into a real scenario, which
Now
is
you
dope.
said they brought my girl Ashley, Tatiana Ali.
Tatiana Ali's in the last episode. With last she's a teacher, which is dope. You know what I'm saying? She's like actually the actress that's playing Ashley. She's her teacher. And I'm like,
Wow.
damn, that's dope. And one of the first episodes, they had Will Smith moms in the light skinned Anvib. They had both of them in one of the first
Oh, go.
episodes. Light skinned Anvib and the Will Smith moms. So
Oh,
they
wow.
bringing all the characters in there, yo. I love it though, you know what I'm saying? Except Marlon Wayans and shit. He came back as Will Smith's dad, yo. I'm like, what? And
Wow.
he did a good job. Yo, Mo, this show is dope, Mo. It's
What's up?
dope. They bring the Philly, they playing Meek Mill, they playing Nipsey, they playing the shit is dope. It's not like some watered down shit, yo.
Right.
It's dope as hell. It's really dope. Dope. You're like it. So
What's the
shout out to
name?
Bel-Air though.
Shout out to
And
Bel-Air.
shout out to what's the name? Ash what's her name? The one you know, Mike Jack is her manager.
Oh yeah, Jojo, Jojo, not Jojo, Coco,
Mm-hmm.
Coco. Big shout out to Coco, Coco Jones for real. She plays,
She's
she
fine.
plays what? Haley. She plays,
Hillary,
yeah,
Hillary, Hillary.
yeah. She,
She's Hillary.
I met her out here in Atlanta. Mike Jackson is on her team. Big shout out to Mike.
We gotta
Um,
get Hillary on. We gotta get her on our show,
yeah,
man.
we do. We gotta get her
Ah,
on and talk to her. That'd be a dope. That'd be real dope. I gotta
super.
work that. Mike he usually calls me when he's out here chilling with her and getting stuff done out here. She does a lot of work out here. So when he calls me to come hanging with him at the studio and still was up too. What up, Jazz? I see you. Yeah, so
What up,
uh
Jess?
but, but yeah, man, but so next time we come on, you know what I want us to do? We need to go probably the movies to watch. I want to see that Michael Jordan, that Air Jordan movie, yo, the Nike movie, yo. I want to see that. Did you see the previews for that with
I didn't see it.
Ben Affleck and Matt Damon?
No, I didn't see that joint.
Yeah, the making of Jordan, they was like, yo, he's not even an athlete yet. He's not even an NBA yet. You give him his own shoe and all this other stuff. It's dope.
Man,
It's
the
really
last
dope.
the man, if you don't want, I seen so much shit on Joe. I already know, like the save the last, not save the last dance and shit. That shit was the best shit. I still watch that shit.
Nah, I'm gonna send you the trailer to the movie. It's Matt Damon and Ben Affleck. They playing the dudes who found Nike. The
Okay,
yeah, and
all
they're
right.
saying and they trying to sell the whole Jordan brand before it came out. They went and seen his parents. What's the name? What's the name? Davis is playing the mom and all that.
So
She's
you know,
playing
so
it.
crazy.
Yeah.
We about to end this shit, but you know, Magic Johnson had that deal before, and he turned it down. He
Yep.
said that's his biggest regret,
Yep.
not taking Nike.
He went with Converse. Yep.
Word. Converse, yo. Who's rocking Converse now, nigga?
Those shoes cost a lot of money too, homie.
Back in the
Those
day,
shoes-
all the niggas had the Converse and shit.
yeah,
But
because he bought Bird on too. He bought Bird on to Converse, so they did a big thing. Converse was the shoe though before Jordan came out. We were rocking that hard, bro, like
right.
hard. Like those were the expensive shoes back then. But then the whole Jordan thing just creeped up, and then the whole Spike Lee really blew up Jordans, bro.
He
It was
did.
the Spike
He did.
Lee
The
commercial,
black culture
bro.
joint. But you know, I mean, we about to we
Yeah,
get
yeah,
into
yeah.
the
Let's
regular
jump into
episode.
that. Let's jump into that next time. Definitely,
Yeah.
definitely.
But yo, it's your boy White. You know what it is, Bro Rest, aka I'll slap you, aka say it again, y'all man.
Hey, yo, and it's your man, Big Maul, your big king from Queens, and we are Borough Breads. Until
Bro
next time,
Rest.
homie.
And we
All
out.
right.